Many of you have been seeing these PC videos that I've been making with PC components and so on and so forth. I bring up a lot of the topics and I even highlight, some of the comments from audience members. Now, some of the audience members are combative. They're here to fight. This PC with a 6750 XT and a 5800 X3D can't be better than the PS5 Pro, which is weird that we're even talking about the 5800 X3D and a PS5 Pro in the same sentence. Literally the best gaming CPU in the AM4 generation that came out way after the PS5 and the Series X had shipped, that was paired with 4090s to actually get the best use of the 4090s, is where I have people on the PlayStation side telling me that there's no way this particular PC can do better than a PS5 Pro. Now, here's the big caveat here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making these videos not necessarily to just respond to these folk. There are a select set of people that watch videos and they don't comment. I don't know if you guys know that. They never comment. My wife, I've made probably a few thousand YouTube videos, right? I've commented a lot, but my wife has never commented on a YouTube video before. And she watches a lot of YouTube in terms of the things that she enjoys. There are a lot of people like that. In fact, I would say it's almost in a very interesting ratio. In fact, if you want to look at it, you just look at the views of a video compared to the comments, and that's going to pretty much give it away, right? And the likes and all that. So it's most of those people that sometimes have me consider when I'm making these videos, because many of them are looking and many of them are watching what all is taking place. For instance, on the video that I made just recently, I got a comment from an audience member, Alien Isolationist _gaming. They said this into that video. The one very interesting observation that they made was, is this $850 PC with new parts? I actually did show the components and the prices and the pricing in the video to answer that question. So I'm kind of almost confused when I get this question again, right? Because there are also the people who are reading the comments. And, Ruben Jason 8875, I see your comment right underneath, this Alien Isolationist fanboy, I said fanboy, PlayStation fanboy account. You said, PC is better than console. Just leave it and quit arguing with these fanboy kids. I feel you. The temptation is to just laugh and say, let's walk away. But there are those people who actually do benefit from these conversations. And as an educator, it's almost a taboo to leave them out there hanging. So let's go. They said, and a 2 terabyte storage? If not, the narrative is trash. So I asked and said, does a 2 terabyte drive improve your performance? Because the original claim was from a YouTuber, Detective Seeds, who said to one of my audience members that a PlayStation 5 Pro cannot do what a PS5, what a $850 PC can do. That means you would have to spend almost $1,000, it's not disposed, to basically go ahead and achieve the same thing. We're looking at performance. When it comes to storage, you can delete your files and basically go back and re-download them. That's just the reality. I'm trying to look for the post here. I can't find it. Let's go back to your comment, though. You said, it fits more games on my console. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know more space. You know what? Let me not be sarcastic. Okay. No fiber where I live, and which means long download times. Meanwhile, 2 terabytes of the Series X is $730, where 1 terabyte is $600. While the PS5, the price is still $450, and the Series S is $430. Make it make sense. I don't even understand this comment that you made, sir. But it has nothing to do with it. Okay? Then you said this. Most PC users are not rocking a 4090. We're not comparing a 4090 with a PS5 Pro. That would be insane. Do y'all see what's going on here? Those of you who are not in the comment section, who are watching these videos from the shadows quietly, observing what's going on, are y'all seeing what's going on here? There's almost always some kind of a distraction that comes into place, as if to say, I compared a 4090 with the PS5 Pro. Who does that? You feel me? And so this is where we are in the conversation, right? You have, clear data, clear parameters, clear metrics, and somebody will be running all over the place with all kinds of weird stuff. This is exactly what happens in these conversations. Do you know why it happens? Do you know why it happens? Because there are folk who somewhere, somehow, they think that it's an assault on the system that they prefer to play on for there to be another system that is actually better in any case, any metric, any form, any fashion. That's actually what they believe. It can't be possible that anybody else's device will be better. This PC that I'm actually capturing this footage for you guys from, I will never say go buy a PC like this, because this is a PC that is designed for specific workloads. I'll show you. I'm actually running the other PC through a capture device. I don't know if you saw my Gotham Knights settings. I'm using my Elgato Cam Link because my 4K Pro thing, Elgato, I hope y'all's lunch gets cold because your devices suck. This is an RTX 4080. CPU is a 3900X. Okay? Someone has a better computer than I do. Actually, thousands, if not possibly millions of people have better PCs than I do. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's just the order and the magnitude and the nature of things in life. And we have to be in a position where we can be humble enough to understand these things. This person said the fact is the PS5 Pro is a 3070 equivalent. At least you said 3070. I just got a comment just a few hours ago that said it's a 4070. Let me scroll down. I'll show you guys that comment. These videos are insane, man. And I enjoy making them. Here, this is it. This person said, testing shows that it's a 4070 is the 7800 or 4070 is the closest. See, there's so much misinformation out there. It's insane, right? But back to the comment at hand. They said the RAM could be better, but it's 18 gigs, so memory is pushing the CPU better than a PS5. 16.7 teraflops also pushes the CPU better than a $600 Xbox. It also has 2 terabyte storage, and a 2 terabyte SSD add-on makes a PS5 Pro a 4 terabyte beast for under $900. If you can get employee discount, then bam, $700 monster. I don't even know what this comment is supposed to add to the conversation. I'm not dogging on you. I'm just basically pointing out that your comment really doesn't help us. Right? So Gotham Knights at 1440, no upscaling. I really like the Gotham Knights menu. I know in terms of the settings and the descriptives, I know it's a basic menu. This menu was roasted for looking like a freaking mobile game menu. I know people were throwing shade at it, but this is one of my most played games. I enjoy the game a lot. It's like a comic book. When the game is over, go out at night and beat bad guys. That's it. Turned off upscaling. Ray tracing is off. Motion blur and all these things are off. And then TAA Gen 5 is what he wants to use. I usually use Gen 4 in this particular case. But why it selected Gen 5 automatically, I don't know. So let me leave it at those settings. And then everything is highest. I almost always turn down environmental density because of co-op. So I lower that to high. And in some cases, medium, actually. Just to basically give me what I think is a much solid performance. Now, what is Gotham Knights running on console these days? The PS5 Pro, and the Xbox Series X, 30 FPS. Because of the nature of the game. I understand that piece at least because I played The Division, which has untethered open world, but they host the entire open world for that game. They host the entire thing on their servers. Now, the image quality may be a little shaky because I'm using a capture device that's actually designed for like camera 4K 30 FPS, but it's able to capture something out of here. But what your main goal is in this particular video is to look on the top left corner and look at the metrics that's coming from this game. And it's running the game at 1440p, 90 FPS so far on average. Now, here's the thing. If the PlayStation 5 Pro, was actually put in play with a lot of these other games, it won't be able to do this. Does that make sense? Like, it's not able to do this because we've pretty much been able to... now, we've not seen the developers try to unlock the PS5 Pro version of Gotham Knights, but for a lot of technical reasons, they seem to have refused to do it. Let me get the bike out. That's probably going to make this whole thing kind of better, right? And like I said, I'm capturing with a very, like, the device that actually, pulls the data is actually quite wonky in that regard. Let me see if I can, let me capture the footage directly on this PC. Our menu is going to go on the top right corner to show that the device is recording the footage if it captures it. Okay, nothing. So it's not capturing externally. So I'm doing 90 FPS on this game. Open world. There are going to be frame drops. Depending on the area or the district or whatever, you get some drops into the 80 FPS range. You'll even see some 70 FPS, but native, no upscaling, 1440. The world is not that dense, to be fair, but in my opinion, this is a game that came out buggy when it launched. The performance was not good on PC. So when people say that about, teraflops and all that stuff, I'm like, if developers optimize their game and actually spend time, there would be no question that all the versions would be good. Does that make sense? All the versions of the games would be good, but the PC versions would just be phenomenal. The developers with Gotham Knights refused, this is their, their design paradigm. They refused to go ahead and reduce, a lot of the details that the game actually came with, and a lot of the ray tracing as well when it came down to it. They literally decided that they were going to go ahead and keep those things into the game, and the game basically had to get its lock at 30 FPS in order for them to be able to go ahead and achieve that. You feel me? So when I read comments that are trying to, maybe, I don't know what the argument is. When they're trying to do stuff when they're trying to say stuff in this regard, I'm like, hey, hold on. No one is competing against, no one's trying to compete against, the console. Because the console follows the exact same rules that PCs will follow as well. Right? So when it comes down to it, this is definitely something that we need to have honest conversations about. And just as that user said to not argue with these fanboys, I know that many of them are not here to actually have good faith arguments. They're just here to basically confirm a bias and preconceived notions that they've already established. The difference, though, is when these so-called console fanboys challenged this notion, they didn't think that anybody was actually going to pursue it and actually go ahead and build a PC to represent what it is that we were talking about. I don't think you guys expected it. And even when you think about it, even a lot of the content creators that were out there, were making these builds, and I was looking at all of them going, and many of them were using NVIDIA parts. Oh, like let's use a 4060. Why? NVIDIA doesn't make the consoles. AMD does. So it's astounding how many of them missed out on a lot of the opportunity there. And some of them fell into the 2 terabyte trap. Linus Tech did that too. He was like, oh yeah, we're going to get 2 terabyte memory and, storage here. If we get 2 terabyte storage, I'm like, Linus, what do you need 2 terabytes for when you're talking about performance? Because, sure, you have more games installed, but how does that in any way basically go ahead? I'm fighting like crap, by the way, because this capture footage is insane from this Elgato device. Let me show you exactly what I'm using. This is crazy. This is what I'm using to capture the footage. It's not what you're supposed to use. Where is it? Oh, I'm having this problem with my Elgato 4K 60, which is apparently like a common issue. You get green screen. So I'm using my Camlink, which is this device over here, to capture the footage. So that footage that you're seeing that's like all, grimy and stuff, it's because this guy is not designed to, hold all that FPS. I think it's like locked to 4K 30. It's 4K, but it doesn't do more than 30 FPS. I don't know. So if it looks weird, just throwing that out there. I just wanted to capture the data so that you could see for yourself, the data sets and the data points that are available here. So when we look at these metrics and we look at the performance and we look at all of this stuff, it's interesting, though, to see a lot of the so-called pushback not even be anything worthy of being any pushback. Instead, they seem to be a bunch of disjointed comments that are being made to, I don't know what they're designed to do at the end of the day. Right? So I want to keep having this conversation. I'm very much vested and interested in those people who are curious interested in maybe looking at what a PC has to offer and want to, engage in the conversation from a position of keeping an open mind to understand what this stuff is all about. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate y'all so much. Peace out.